The Leo and Danny Show. Speaking of which, we're going to talk a little bit about Vegas, Leo.
I can't wait, dude. It sounds very interesting. I mean, I'm very sad I wasn't able to be there, but it still sounds like an epic time.
Yeah, the concept was an end-of-the-year party. I rented a big suite and then a couple other hotel rooms, give the crew a place to come out, get fucked up, have a good time to celebrate this great year. And, of course, Leo was struck down by COVID, tragically. Cameraman Nico was off trying to have sex with Jill somewhere. I think Jill probably she probably slipped some Ambien into his drink and was fucking a nearby black dude. I was telling Ian, there was this guy on the Baltimore Ravens who I thought his name was Travarius Bowser. And I was so excited because that's like the best big-dicked black guy name ever. Travarius Bowser. Like, a guy like that has a minimum 9-inch cock, if that's his name. And that guy was going to be like the new Dante Culpepper. And I was already thinking of ways we could have that guy fake harass Nico. But now I found out his real name is Tyus Bowser, which is way less intimidating. And it's
Travarius has a giant cock for sure. Tyus might be a very average cock.
I think so. Yeah, he probably disappoints some women that are out looking for BBC. I was tired, though, because this was the end of the year celebration video. Oh, I was running on fumes, man, because we've been putting in a lot of hard work. Toward the end of the year, it's happened every year I've been a YouTuber. There's definitely a burnout that starts setting in around November and December, right on the brink of going to break. And this year, I think I fought it off better than any prior years, where I resorted to just getting hammered in a lot of videos to make up for actual content. Just not uploading sometimes, just failing to put up videos because I was so behind and stressed out. Handled it better this time, but I definitely needed the alcohol to get this Edward 40 Hands done. We reprised Edward 40 Hands, and we had some other content added onto this video. But in addition to Edward 40 Hands, when we were strapping up, ready to take to the strip, Leo, I had to have Julian, the fan who came out to my girlfriend's birthday party for that video. I had to have him slip me a fucking Adderall to go out and perform.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Julian had some Adderall. I've seen you on the Adderall before. It's a very powerful drug for you.
It's my favorite drug by far.
I think so too. It's definitely a limitless like pill. You take it and then you can do anything.
Except for fuck when you're at the peak of the high. My dick does not work.
Or sleep. Or
not grind your jaw, or have conversations with words spoken slowly and understandably. There are some drawbacks.
There's some drawbacks, but you feel great for a long time too.
Absolutely, man. You could have zero sleep, be on the brink of throwing up, you're so hungover, and it'll still bring you back, which is what we had to do because we partied the night before Edward 40 Hands, filmed some of that. But yeah, man, I was like, there's the song Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd off the album The Wall. And in that song, a rock and roll doctor, he's dealing with a rock star who just can't get out on stage because he's so exhausted from so much touring. And the rock and roll doctor just whips up like a concoction of meth in a needle and shoots it into his fucking ass so the rock star can go out and play the final show and make the venue a bunch of money. That's how I felt. But the rock and roll doctor was a long-haired hippie named Julian. We get out on the strip. It was pretty interesting, Leah. We had Jack Manley back. We had Nerdballer TV. We had my girlfriend. She had a 40, duct tape in her hands like a sippy cup between two fists.
Oh, wow.
Who else did we have, Austin?
Did Austin do Edward 40 Hands?
Fuck yeah, he did.
Wow.
Austin was in the mix. Yeah, we had, I guess this is a good time to talk about this. As a joke, because Leo couldn't come from his COVID, we decided to fly out this dude who I called Low Rent Leo, who Ian had seen commenting on a couple of Leo's pictures. He didn't even follow me, and he doesn't seem to have a very thorough knowledge of the channel. So I think he might have just been like a guy. He might just be a gay guy who wants to fuck Leo.
Dude, he doesn't even follow me, dude. I checked. He's just a rando.
Okay, I think he's just a guy who stalks Leo from afar then. But we're like, hey, dude.
Even funnier.
It'll be funny if we fly this guy out. So I paid for his $300 flight from Massachusetts. He comes out, and he was a nice guy. He meant well, but he was definitely trying really hard to be funny. And he pissed off, I would say, probably 90% of the people who were associated with this trip. And he was one of those guys. He just had like all these like hype catchphrases that he would just yell when it's like 9 a.m. and you're hungover and you're just trying to drink a coffee and chill out. He'd be like, fucking get some, Danny. Let's fucking send it today, bro. High five. And he just come up and like, whack you in the chest. Like, get away from me, dude.
God damn it.
There are some people who are still learning how to be people. A lot of people in our crew are continually learning how to be people. Me and you, Leo, are learning how to be people still, but we're doing it at a little bit of a higher level than, say, Nico or Fanjer. Like Nico, it wasn't that long ago that you and I were shooting that Apocalypse Now video when he was trying to crack jokes all car ride up to with a surfing spot we went to, Oxnard. And I was this close from just opening the passenger door and making him walk home because they were not funny and he was really pissing me off.
His excuse is always that he's the funny guy in his crew. So, you know, he gets overconfident with it. But, you know.
He's getting better, though. Nico's definitely getting better about being a good social human being. Low Rent Leo needs Danny and Leo to work on him for a year, too. He could definitely use that. But instead, he got a couple 40 strapped to his hand, and he joined us on a walk down the strip.
Nuts.
We definitely needed you, though. I could feel it, that the other guys with us, while they were all personalities and great guys, they didn't know the ins and outs of creating material in the streets. So it was pretty much me. And again, I was running on fumes, at least until that Adderall kicked in. And so it was a struggle out there. I think we made some good. I think we made some good shit happen, though.
I think it is. It's not an easy thing, and I've developed a weird ability to, with you, figure out what works for us, you know, what's funny to us. And it always ends like, I don't know what it is, but anywhere we go, we can create that. And yeah, man, I know that, you know, I know that there's a place for me. There would have been a really good place on that Vegas strip for me. I love those Edward 40 Hands videos. So it sucks I couldn't be there. But yeah, man, I totally understand where you're coming from, man.
Well, Low Rent Leo was there. And as Ian put it, Ian was especially enraged. I guess he said that because I had basically resigned myself to the fact that, like, okay, this video isn't a fucking masterpiece. If somebody is stepping on some bits or ruining shit, so be it. Ian said that Low Rent Leo ruined like 50 bits, though. And at one point, this was maybe when he was in the starkest relief to Leo, he went up to a bum. And instead of like giving the guy a 20 like Leo would do to pretend he has a heart, which we all know it's an act, this dude goes up to a bum and sloshes his 40 on the fucking bum's face while the bum's asleep.
No way.
You didn't see that?
No, I had no idea that happened at all.
Dude, I at that point like disowned him. I was like, well, you fucking asshole.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was bad.
People that
could have, I mean, the guy could have been violent. I mean, bums always have some form of protection. Usually a shank. The guy could have gone up and shanked somebody.
I think what it is that people get a perspective on by watching the videos because they just see the highlights of like a 48-hour shoot or whatever, and they think that if they're with us on a shoot, they have to be fucking as hardcore as possible and as funny as possible. Yeah. Otherwise, we will be like, "Fuck you, we don't like you. You ruined the video because you weren't funny." When really it's like pretty chill most of the time.
Yeah, if you just hang out, dude, we're good.
I wouldn't
tell you what to do.
I wouldn't say it's chill, but especially more and more, the channel is becoming less about going up and hurting people's feelings, though we certainly brought some of that back too. My girlfriend went up to a showgirl and called her fat, and it was fucking awesome. Like I fed Mia a line about a chick being too fat for her showgirl costume, and Mia just went up to the girl and told it to her face. It was fucking sweet.
And the girl walked away afterwards, and Mia never told her it was a joke. The girl completely thought it was serious.
Oh yeah. The girl was hurt. But the comedy, our comedy is definitely fucking gnarly, but it's more advanced now. Edward 40 Hands is one of the last vestiges of like the really mean Danny Mullen shit. And there's still offensive, gnarly shit, but it's more gnarly in that it's like really antisocial, or it's like, I don't think the bit we did where we went into the Air Museum and we're talking about our make-believe grandfather's war crimes, I don't think that is mean. That's just funny, and it's really ballsy because we're like having to look this fucking veteran in the eye and tell him about the Japanese dropping California rolls. But like, I was on Instagram the other day, and that kid from Buffalo who came out to our Wichita fan meetup, I saw these videos he was posting where he's like going up to people on Black Friday and interviewing them, and he's clearly like trying to do a Danny Mullen impression, and he's just like talking shit to this Asian guy and like saying racial shit, and there's just no finesse to it at all. It's just like, I've never seen a good looking Asian. Asians are ugly. Like, oh my God, dude, are these the kinds of monsters that I fucking created? I just had to unfollow the guy.
I hope that that's not the case, but people, the copycats, they don't see the finesse and the fact that we're growing as comedians, and maybe that's how you get some views at the beginning, but you got to grow as a human being and as a comedian, and that isn't always where you need to go, you know?
And again, these guys still need to grow as people in our crew because Leo, I really missed last year's vacation party we took to Vegas, where it was me, it was my buddy Tim, it was Foo, because there's definitely, especially when you're not there, there was a huge element of babysitting this party.
Yeah.
Like dudes are
there's
like
a lot of young guys there.
Dude,
too many young guys.
And part of it didn't feel like a vacation, and I was kind of upset. Like part of me wants to like fucking slip off to Vegas with like Foo and fucking Tim and Leo and like half a fucking little baggie of Coke and like surreptitiously fly some hoes out on Instagram and like fucking fuck their titties in a hot tub. Part of me wants to do that. That's a gross exaggeration, but it's true. However, this time there were situations like Garrett Garcia, Overboard Humor, was there. Like he refused to wear his mask in the casino, which was pretty funny when he was hella drunk, and he like got in a shouting match with a bunch of security guards.
Dude, I love Garrett. We went on a fucking adventure. After y'all went to the strip club, it was just me and Garrett hanging out gambling for like the rest of the night. He's a cool guy.
How's he doing, man? Does he seem to be doing better? He's living in a trailer now. Things are looking up.
Yeah, man, he's doing fine. He's I don't know. I always thought he was a drug addict or really psychologically unstable, but he's just a guy who likes to party. I mean, when I spent 24 hours with him during our documentary video, he just had a couple sips of beer, never slipped off into the woods to shoot up, to hit the meth pipe. And in Vegas, he was just like a dude who was partying, but he refused to wear a mask. Got to give it to him.
He also didn't do drugs.
He didn't do any? He took some Adderall.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. That's really pretty, like, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I did too. And that's the thing about Adderall. It's like there's this mental crutch where you can talk yourself into doing it because a guy in a white coat made it instead of a dude who's a white supremacist in a bathtub.
I just see a lot of comments about him being like a meth head or whatever. I spent a lot of time with him. The guy is hardly does drugs at all. He's just a big stoner. He likes smoking weed.
You know, I like Garrett too. Yeah. But definitely when there's Fan Jerry in the mix and those guys, there was an element to babysitting. But it was sweet because, and we're going to get to the Iggy fight here. That's going to be something we talk about. And we're going to give him a call shortly and hear his side of the story.